man, I was in high school. I was playing travel ball. My parents paid a couple $1,000s for this travel team. It was legit. It was elite. I was playing with people that were out of my league. I think I was the 9-hole hitter. Go figure, man. Um, we were playing down in Jupiter, Florida for the World Wood Bat, like perfect game tournament, something like that. I'd never even heard of it, man. I just grateful to be there, right? Thankful for the opportunity, grateful to be there. And my old man went to UCLA, right? He played for UCLA. He was a college walk on back in the day. He played for UCLA, and so he had gotten in contact with one of the UCLA coaches. And so, man, I went to high school in Pennsylvania. My school was fucking terrible. Wasn't good, right? So I am a little out of my league, and I'm not used to seeing scouts and coaches and stuff, and attention being given to players when they're playing. So I show up to this World Wood Bat tournament, and I have an idea that a UCLA baseball coach is going to be in attendance for one of these games because my old man went to UCLA and he reached out to UCLA as an alumni, that come watch my son, right? He's playing for a dope team in this big tournament. You're going to be there anyway, probably. Like, come check him out, man. And I remember I went down there outmatched, right? Underperformed, but I let all that bullshit kind of like influence how I went about my business, man. So I remember that there were it was the first time I've ever seen scouts and college coaches drive around in golf carts. That's how serious this was, man. There were scouts and college coaches, wearing their apparel, their team's attire. So you could be like, "Oh my god, that's a Kansas City Royal Scout," or that's Mississippi State right there. You know what I mean? So I let that kind of dictate how I was nervous right off the start. Man, I remember I was not doing well. I went down to Florida, Jupiter, Florida, for this tournament, and I didn't get one hit. I didn't get one hit. Struck out the majority of all my at bats, and I vaguely, man, actually I do remember this. I put one ball in play, and I got jammed, and it was a pop fly. It was just an infield right off the bat. Pretty sure I broke my bat. It was a wood bat. It's the first time I ever used a wood bat. Psh, broke my shit. Tiny little pop out to the second baseman, man. And I didn't even run down to first base. I didn't bust it down to first base. And that was the one time that Coach Savage, the UCLA coach at the time, could have seen me run down to first base. I was fast, dude. Like, that was my tool. That was my tool, man. I ran. I played defense. I ran. And I didn't even run down to first base. And I never heard anything from UCLA or Coach Savage, right? Anything that had to do with that school ever again. I remember that like it was yesterday. My old man was in the stands. I think my brother was there, and like I put one ball in play. One ball in play the whole tournament. Didn't even run it out. That negatively impacted me. Probably my chances. I don't know if I run that infield fly out. Do I get a walk on spot or a scholarship? Probably not. But that's where it's like, not taking accountability for your actions kind of shows what kind of character you got. It'll show whoever's watching you, regardless of whether it's a high school coach, college scout, or pro scout, whatever the hell it is. Who's ever watching you is going to be like, dude, that guy. Why would I offer that guy or that kid, money or a scholarship to play for me? Makes no sense. Time number two. It was my junior year of college, man. I'm about to roll into the draft. It's my draft year, so I'm the man, right? I'm playing at Wagner College. I'm playing in the Northeast Conference. At the time, there really wasn't a lot of pro talent, man. I think the dude that got drafted before me, I'm probably wrong here, but the biggest name out of there was Andrew Bailey, right? Still is, but like, there really wasn't a lot going on there in terms of MLB love, right? There wasn't a whole lot. There was talent, dude, but baseball's different than Northeast, right? Um, so I remember we're playing Norfolk State in Virginia, I believe, yellow and green team. Never forget it. And so this is like one of the opening weekends where teams from down south, collegiate teams, will open up the year and they're like, hey, let's get some warm up games in, some scrimmages. Let's get these dumpy Northeast teams like down here, and we'll put a beating on them. We'll get our pitchers right. We'll our hitters will see some live pitching from somebody else, and they'll be able to kick their ass, right? So we go down to Norfolk State, and I'm coming out of like I played summer ball in Alaska, man, and I lit the world on fire, right? So people now know who I am. I know like, you know, there's scouts coming to see me, all that stuff. So I go down to Norfolk State, man, and I remember I really wasn't doing that well. I never started hot in college anyway. So like this is my draft year, this is my year, and I'm starting behind the eight ball. I'm scuffling a little bit down south. I think we went to NC State and we got just absolutely crushed. Couple football scores when we were playing those boys. I think we played Virginia Tech, just got whopped, man. So we're playing Norfolk State, dude, and I'm frustrated. And I remember it's an 0-2 count, and there were scouts there to see me. And I remember it was a twin scout. I remember the guy. I remember seeing him. And I'm like, dude, I met you before. Anyway, it's an 0-2 count. I was in a big situation, dude, and I was getting squeezed, but I was confident. I was real confident, and it might have been like there were runners in scoring position, man. Might have been bases loaded. I forget what it was, and it was an 0-2 count, and I stepped out, and I'm adjusting my batting gloves, and I got all these emotions going on in my head, and I remember not looking at the umpire, but saying to the umpire, "Don't fuck me here." And for whatever reason, I said it, and I got back in the box. No one said anything, and the pitcher spun like a curveball in the dirt, dude. Dirt. Pop. Catcher picked it up out of the dirt, and the umpire went, him, rung me up, and my coach came out and like argued with it, whatever, did whatever he could do, kind of had my back, right? He could only do so much, and that was definitely a point in time where I let my emotions kind of get the better of me, didn't take accountability for my actions, showed up the umpire and just didn't didn't kind of take a step back and just just break down the situation, man. I just let the emotions kind of get the better of me, and I remember I did not get in that bat again after that. I think that game ended, and I never saw that scout again. I think there were a couple scouts there. That was my last AB there, and who knows, man? Maybe I get another. Maybe that's ball one. Maybe I get a sick hit. Maybe I hit a home run. Like who knows, man? That's another time that just I didn't take accountability for my actions, man. Blamed others. It's like, dude, you're scuffling. Like, work harder, man. It's not somebody else's fault. The umps. It's not the ump's fault for ringing you up. Why'd you get the two strikes? How'd you get the two strikes in the first place? Right? If the ump fucked you on a strike three call, I mean, where were the first two strikes? Where were the problem with that? What was the problem with that? So just little things like that. And third, man, junior year again. uh, I'm a stud. I'm about to get drafted. I'm on top of the world, cloud nine. Nothing can phase me. I'm daddy, right? Playing Quinnipiac. Oh, playing Quinnipiac, dude. Quinny. I remember there were scouts there. So it was a double header, and we're playing double. I think it was Friday nights we play one game, Saturdays double header, Sundays one game. That's how it was in my conference, man. I don't know how it is for everybody else. I think it's 3 games. I don't know. Whatever. We're playing Quinnipiac. 2 7-inning games, dude. First 7-inning game rolls around. I go over, but there's nobody in the stands, right? No one's there. The second 7-inning game, I noticed that there are two scouts there, and I've never seen them before. And I know they're looking at me, and I know they're there to see me. They're not there to see anybody else other than me. And so I took a fat over, 0 for 3, 0 for 4, some shit like that. Probably my first game. Salty, dude. Salty. Emotions getting the better of me. I'm being a bad teammate. I'm not cheering on my guys, right? I am just not in the situation. Emotions getting the better of me. And so I come up, yeah, doubleheader. Doubleheader. My first at bat, I got screwed on a strike three call. That's exactly what it was, right? I lead off the game. I got screwed on a strike three call, and I'm pissed, dude. Pissed, MF this, all that, dude, freaking out. Going to the outfield, I'm probably sulking, bad body language. I remember I come up, it's a 7-inning game, right? I'm the leadoff man, so I'm probably gonna get 3 at bats. And I remember I come up for my second at bat and I hit a ground ball. I got jammed on a first pitch. I'm like, you know what? This umpire's not gonna screw me here, dude. I'll just put the first ball in play. Obviously, just think about how dumpy that is. Think about how stupid that is, right? I'm letting my at bat previously that has nothing to do with this influence what I'm doing now. And so I go up there, I swing at the first pitch, put a half-ass swing on it, get jammed in the infield, hit a jam shot to the shortstop's, I think, to his left, right towards second base, up the middle, past the pitcher, and I just lollygag it down the line. I'm in a bad mood. I'm sulking. I'm pissed off. I'm not taking accountability for my actions. Those two scouts saw me dog it down the line and they left. They're gone. Never saw them again. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I get drafted in a different round by a different team. Maybe I do something fucking brilliant. Anyway, after that second at bat, I'm in the outfield just like just pissed. Uh, I end up getting a third at bat, and I end up hitting a double, stealing third, scoring on the next whatever it was. So I go 1 for 3 with a double, a stolen base, a run score. I mean that's dope. That's great, man. And then, dude, it's the bottom of the ninth. There's a runner on second base, and I'm playing deep in the outfield. I remember this. Runner on second base, man. One hop line drive up the middle to my. I'm playing center field, so to my right. So it was like to the left, like left center. One hop line drive, boom, and the runner's going home. And there's one out in the bottom of the ninth, man on second. Um, yeah, 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 yeah. Boom, one hop. Man, I threw. It was the best throw of my life. It was the best throw of my life, and I was fleet of foot, man. Being fast was my thing, man. I remember I threw this was the most beautiful throw I've ever had in my life. Laser at home, got him, wasn't even close. Beautiful. And those guys that were there to see me earlier in the game weren't there to see the most perfect throw of my career. I remember my coach dapping me up. I remember my teammates fired up. I remember we won the game, and I remember that those scouts that were there to see me, ball out left because I had a bad attitude because I kind of let I let the situation dictate how I felt. Those were just those are three instances that I can think of off the top of my head where before I even made it to pro ball that I just definitely did not take accountability for my actions and blamed others probably for my situation and I let that just kind of dictate how I went about my business.